Today I want to talk about the left arm, and just recently I talked about the right arm in the backswing and the downswing and how that works, but the left arm is, in my mind, way more influential and way more important than the trail arm. The reason why the lead arm is so important is because it is the top of the linkage between the head of the golf club and the shoulder. When I mean the top of the linkage, of course, we put two hands on the golf club, and this bottom hand, the right hand, is going to make up the shortfall, yes, the shortfall of the top hand. And of course, as right-handed golfers, our weaker hand is the left hand. And so we lose track of what that left hand needs to do. You'll all know that my grip perversion, check out my grip series up here, is all about making sure that the left hand, the lead hand, has some nice pressure on the butt of the golf club. So when we're moving through strike, we're able to feel that the butt pressure down through strike really allows this golf club to start to not only strike down, but to create some loft. Now, if you take your left hand, and as we all know, the old press up on the golf club, if you haven't seen it, is crucial for making that pressure occur. Now, if you've got yourself a lead hand that's now got some nice crease in it at strike, if you are a golfer that has tended to want to bow your wrist through strike, you're going to be left with some pretty ugly hooks. So the mobility of this left forearm now is crucial. So what I want you to do, get up off your seat, get your hand up in the air and point your fingers to the sky. The motion that we're going to make with the lead hand is one of external rotation. Now, depending on how much your left forearm can externally rotate, will ultimately give you the amount of mobility that you want in your golf swing. Now, this is a very different sensation to flattening out the left wrist and driving it forwards. It is incredibly different. So when I hear people, and I was on a chat forum, Reddit, just looking at a feed, and people were talking about my information about it being a little bit complicated. But I think that if we can educate people and we can start the learning somewhere, I think there's great scope for all of you golfers out there to play some really great golf, but have a little bit more depth in your ability and not just have these fleeting moments of great golf. So the left hand, if we take it up in front of you, or the lead hand, and just get the sense of what those fingernails are going to do. So then when I pop my golf club in my lead hand here, I now take my left hand as though I've got my fingernails up to the sky. Now what I want to do is to wipe the golf club to the left. And all of the time I'm doing this, my left wrist has kept the crease. Now if you look at the face angle, how it's moving around on the radius, the face angle is not rotating. What I'm now going to do is put myself in my posture. I'm going to go back halfway, and as I swing through, I'm now going to make that same move as I've just been doing up in front of camera with my lead arm. So there's my fingernails up to the sky, there's my backswing. As I now move down, I'm now going to wipe my fingernails to the left as I move my hand down through strike. So I now get the sensation that my left arm can move towards me and my club head can work out. And as my club head works out, which is the biggie that most people are really frightened about, because when I talk to people about moving the handle forwards, it's like, oh my goodness, this is the devil's work. It scares the heck out of me. I understand that. But all of the time you're able to get the handle having some momentum forwards, it allows this shift of motion between the handle going towards you and the club head swinging out. So when I put the golf ball out in front of me, and I get that sensation of those fingernails wiped to the right, and now I wipe my fingernails to the left, this is the motion. Now I can push the handle down, I can wipe the fingernails to the left, which allows my lead arm to have pressure towards me, club head swinging out. The bit that most golfers are really flawed in this motion through strike, is their ability to move the handle towards them and get the golf club swinging out. Towards them, golf club swinging out. You can see how this club is working out to the ball, handle's working in, handle working in would put me into forward bend, which would start to change the pressure in the grip, the alignment in the handle, and how the face would match up, angle of attack, good path lines. So I do that at a little bit more speed. There's the handle. Now this lead hand moving down, fingernails moving to the left. I've got a crease in my wrist, which is allowing me to feel like I can support the club face, which is now making this left shoulder sit down. This left shoulder is sitting down. Now when the left shoulder sits down, it really allows the left hip to mobilize, keeps some good structure in the back. And I had some lunatic come on and say, what's the dynamic loft in your golf club? Well, quite frankly, I believe that the golfing world, because golfers have inherently been opening the club face, because they've been trying to get themselves tucked in, swinging from the inside, which would result in shots out to the right. We've then instructed golfers to flatten our wrist, which has now left golfers with no dynamic loft, which is why we've really started to get to a situation where golf clubs have tried to reduce loft in effort to give golfers energy. So if you're making good moves and you're starting to produce more downstrike and more dynamic loft, we're going to get to a situation where I believe we can start pulling dynamic lofts back to where they should be, and not this incessant need and desire to keep reducing dynamic lofts of golf clubs, or static lofts, should I say, static lofts of golf clubs, to give the golfer more ball speed, because they've been opening the face up, crap grips, and all of these poor fundamentals that then trigger poor dynamic movement, that we then go into golf pros and start to take the 150 tour pros and take their averages. How can you take an average of a Scotty Scheffler, a Brooks Koepka, a Luke Donald, whoever? How can you take such polarized golfers, take averages, and then throw it out there as that's what we should be doing as golfers? These are a set of, as far as I'm concerned, and this is just my bag, I'm just sharing my thoughts. As far as I'm concerned, we have two arms, two legs. We adhere to the same forces. We have two colliding matters. We are all adhering to the same things that planet Earth gives us. That's a bit of gravity that we have to fight. Now, I think what's really exciting with this new studio, with the sloping live mat that's delivered by Platform Golf, this is not an advertising for them, by the way. It's just the system. It's going to allow us to start to talk about what you're going to need to feel through the forces through your body to allow yourself to still play great shots off of sloping lies. Never be done before. We're going to have TrackMan here. I'm going to start to talk to you really about the pressure in this handle and how this golf club is going to work on lie angles that are going to be really out there. This thing can lift up to about this high in every different angle. So I'm going to make this as extreme as possible. And I'm going to really show you how important the pressure in this handle and how it works underneath you is so important, not only on a super flat lie, but so important on a dynamic lie, on a lie that's going to pull you in different directions. So this lead hand, if this lead hand that is not moving back towards you through strike, as that weighted implement is swinging out to the right, when you come to change the lie angle, you are knackered. Because if you've got a ball below your feet and you're trying to drive it inside out, and the ground is higher back here than it is over here, and you're throwing the handle in that direction, good luck with that. So this lead hand, fingernails up, left hand, turn your fingernails to the target. Turn the fingernails to the target. My fingernails are pointing up. Turn the fingernails to the target. Look how that golf club is swinging. Now, if I keep the pressure in the butt of the golf club, you can see I keep the loft in the golf club. So there, I just want you to get the handle forwards. Move the handle towards you. Make the club hit the floor. As the club hits the floor, let the club rebound up. Handle towards you. Handle towards you. Club hits the floor. Loft looks up. This is a crucial pattern of movement that golfers need to move through strike and into your finish. Changes the complex of your shoulder, changes the way the shoulder sits down, makes the golf club swing out, and gets the loft on the golf club. So once you've done a few of those swings, just with your left arm, your lead arm, you can really start to sense now, there's the handle moving forwards, left arm down, golf club swinging through. Just watch on the camera how that club head is. If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Tracking so beautifully through strike that allows you to hit some of the best golf shots you will ever do in your golfing life. This is really an exciting chapter and I can't wait to share it with you. Thank you so much for watching, and that, my friends, is good coaching.